Hello, everyone. So I'm just staring at my OBS to make sure I'm actually streaming. Wow, what crazy timing. Wait, I need to make my Discord window a bit bigger. Wait a second. And am I streaming? I am. Okay. Hi, everyone. It's been a while. I think it's been actually over a week, which is, becoming more and more frequent. We're not liking that, right? We should stream a bit more, I think. 8 days ago. It's me now. Where we had a great reaction, 3.5 hours almost, to the iDubbbz content cop, which I then uploaded to my channel. Isn't that pretty crazy? And there's been a lot of engagement, a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Not really a lot, like a little bit of stuff I want to talk about, but there has been a lot of engagement, that is for sure. And I have a few things I want to say, specifically about the Nintendo video. We're going to have some stuff to say. But yeah, there's a bunch of people in the chat already. Oh my goodness. I've got to make the chat bigger now. Cloud Entertainment is here saying, I am a hater. There's no Star Wars happening right now, little bro. What you talking about? Also, this isn't Kara no Kyokai. So, true, there is, I mean, Star Wars, I think Heath says it here. He says, little bro doesn't know about Star Wars rape drama. Kyle out of the loop as usual. So, yes, there is some Star Wars rape drama. I don't know anything about it because I haven't seen Andor yet. I know that something happens involving rape in Andor, which is not that surprising because Andor is a very different kind of Star Wars show. Yeah. So I don't know anything about it, can't comment. My Star Wars stuff in the title is specifically about Star Wars Celebration that I think happened since the last time I streamed. There's like a lot of news from that, which I just want to summarize because I haven't even looked at it properly. Like there's new movies and new TV show. I don't know. There's like new stuff announced and I'm interested to see it. But yeah. And also I need to watch Garden of Sinners, but yeah, I haven't yet. So we're getting to it, okay? Creedon says, I am a hater. Oh yeah, I forgot my title is Haters. That's why you guys are saying that. Okay, true. Oh, wait, I did see that. Boring. Talk about Serial Experiments Lane. I haven't seen it. I finna send Elite Aria's skull in the mail. You should not do that. Okay. First, we go through Twitter, as always. I don't think there's anything to really talk about here. Notification, that's crazy. Oh, there is some stuff to talk about. What is there? Us eating. This was cool. I think I talked about this on stream last time, but it was really cool. I love it. Some cute Yoru War Devil stuff. Tralalelo Tralala, big brain rot meme. We love it. Oh, we had one of these for Eris the other day, like a few weeks ago that we saw by Neko, whoever this is. Now we have one for Sylphie. Really cool. Yeah, I finished a few things. I probably should have prepared a review. So I rewatched The Lighthouse. I watched You Can Live Forever. And I finished season 7 of Black Mirror, finally. It took me way too long because I had too many other things to watch. Just to briefly give my thoughts, this was a great season of Black Mirror. There's a lot of really good stuff. I guess I'm mildly going to spoil Black Mirror here, actually. You know what? I want to talk about it a little bit. Because I am going to talk about it in Digest a little bit more. Or maybe should I just save it for Digest because I'm doing a full review? Okay, I'll give this away, okay? There's like one episode that's like not... It's quite annoying. I didn't like it. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I just got a little bit annoyed by it. There's one episode that is like one of the best episodes of Black Mirror has ever made. And then there's like the rest are like really good. So I guess keep that in mind. And I guess which one that is the really bad one, I guess. It wasn't that bad, okay? It was just like a little bit bad. True, I did watch Black Mirror. What else? This cool Madoka Magica art by Mihi Fuhi, my favorite artist on Twitter. We also have this terrible UI change to YouTube. Now, I am the most forgiving person in the world when it comes to UI changes. People will complain about everything. They'll be like, this is terrible. Like, oh my god, the thing has like, the color of the play button is like slightly yellow now, and it was like gray before. Like, people complain about shit like that. I don't care, okay? I am willing to embrace new UI. This is not good. This is the new volume thing. Firstly, when you hover over the volume, it takes up the screen, so it's like covering stuff, which annoys me. Secondly, it has this bar that I have no idea where the bottom is. Like, you have to like, there's no like top and bottom. It's like you literally have to like slide it and see, oh, can I go further down? Is there any room? I have no idea. There's no like bar here. I don't know if it's like a bug or something, but for me, I can't see it. It's just this little dot here. This tiny little circle tells you how full the bar is. It's like, it's really dumb. It's like so dumb that I think like maybe my ad blocker is like doing something to make it look like this. I don't know. But it really annoys me. And I don't know if it'll ever change. Maybe this is the new direction forward. I don't know, but it's really weird. And then I announced that I'm streaming. Another thing, I just completely remembered. I bought a canvas of fan art. Can you believe it? Look at this. It's like Denji and Asa. Oh my goodness. You probably can't see it. But I retweeted it one. And I was like, oh my god, I have money. I can like buy canvases of stuff. I need to put this on my wall. So I bought a cool fan art and it arrived. And it's like awesome. Now I wish I could buy stuff like this as well. It'd be cool. I really like this artist, but I don't think they sell like canvas stuff. I guess you could like buy the original of their thing and then like print it on a canvas if they give permission or something. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, it was expensive. It wasn't that expensive. It was like, I don't actually know. Maybe it's like $80 US or something. I don't know. They link it on their Twitter, which if I actually had it, I'd show you. But how far back do we actually have to scroll? Where's the original? Oh, this. Oh my goodness, this is it. By the great Machi Patchy 1901. I don't know what type of other artwork they make, but that's really cool. Is this even them, or did they like wait? Did I just like buy it from some other random person who doesn't make art? I don't even know. Anyway. Crazy. So that's that. But more importantly, we have some stuff to talk about. Let's see what people said though. Let's see. Talk about, I haven't seen Spirits When Slain. Black Mirror all filler. That's not true, okay? It just means that nothing is important in Black Mirror because everything is equally important. Except for the USS Callister, which got 2 episodes for some reason, but it is what it is. And also, there is continuity in Black Mirror. There's like an episode called, was it Black Museum or something? I don't know. Is this for the phone app only? No, this is on my desktop. I don't even know if it changed in the phone app. I have no idea. I don't think it's changed on this browser yet, though. Yeah, it's still the old one. I'll show you what it looks like. I guess I can't, but I'll take a screenshot. Oh, no, it's too much effort. It looks like that, okay? You gotta trust me. It's changed. But I guess I'm, like, one of the first people to get it. I don't know. It's not in the phone app. Elite Aria got some future technology. True. It's just on my desktop. That's illegal. Just print it out on an A4 piece of paper. True. Elite Aria renamed our great mere discussion, so they'll get big views now. What was our great mere discussion? What does that mean? Also, I'm sure you guys noticed I have this giant thing here because my old pop filter broke. This one. Jesus. This thing. I need to print another one. This time I'm going to print it with thicker things so it doesn't break. So this is in my way, which makes it a bit scary because I also can't see the color of my microphone through it. And it's freaking me out. That's why I keep looking because I'm like, am I muted? Did I mute by accident? Because I can't see it. Anyway. I don't trust you. That's okay. You don't have to. Season 2 of Dun Da Dun. Oh my goodness, I have to watch season 1. Okay. What have I actually got on my list? First thing to talk about is probably this. Well, I guess we'll talk about briefly the iDubbbz thing because there's less to say about it. Where is it? Reacting to iDubbbz's Content Cop H3. So I made a video, I reacted to the Content Cop. My opinion on this has not changed whatsoever at all. So since this, I've watched the H3 reaction to it, like on the podcast. I've watched like all of Ethan's videos concerning it. I watched Hassan's full reaction to it. I also watched, I think, most, if not all of Destiny's reaction to it. So I've consumed like a bunch of reactions to it. I got a lot of comments. I got 49 comments for 1,300 views, which is pretty insane. I think of these comments, it's like, a lot of it is like, very clearly either Hassan fans or H3 fans, and they're like arguing back and forth, and they're both pretty equally dumb, I guess. I don't think any of this criticism is... It kind of feels like they're not really responding to me at all. They're kind of responding to arguments that I'm not making, which is kind of interesting. A lot of them are saying like, oh, you're like biased, you're a H3 fan, when like very clearly at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, I'm a H3 fan, you know, at the beginning. I don't know what to say. There was like one comment that was like somewhat like worth responding to, which was someone talking about the context of a discussion that Hassan and Ethan had at the beginning where I didn't really explain it that well. So I clarified that. But I would say most of these comments are pretty, they're either not directed at me or they're like pretty bad, I think. Or they're more focused on like Israel-Palestine when I don't really make any kind of comments on it in this. So yeah, this, I don't know. A lot of engagement, but a lot of kind of the boring type of engagement where I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like I can go back and forth with these people because they're not really talking to me. So that was okay. I'm glad I got a lot of views on this. It was kind of worth it. And then this is the far more interesting one, which Also got a lot of engagement. So, you know, 1,000 views, 29 comments. This is by far my most controversial video in that I think there's at this point like 100 dislikes or something to the 12 likes. Everyone obviously hated me for this. Yeah. So I guess I have actually written down a few things I want to say about this. The first thing is probably to say that my opinion has not really been swayed at all. They might be like I guess I like, if anything, the only transgression I think I make in this video, is that even the right word for this? Transgression. An act that goes, or whatever, the only offense I made is probably being a bit mean to the gamers, okay? Like speaking with harsh language. I think that's the only mistake I made. I think everything else I said in this video, I think I stand by. None of these comments convinced me whatsoever. My opinion, if my opinion has slightly changed, is because I like sat down and thought about it more, not because any of these comments kind of changed my mind. Most of these are pretty bad, but there are some that are decent. In that, if you look past like the way they've written stuff, which is a bit like, I guess they're kind of offended by stuff I said and they're kind of attacking me. If you look past that, then there's like some interesting stuff. But I don't even blame them for attacking me because I'm attacking them in the video, you know? So it's like a nice back and forth. But the three that I kind of want to just point out to be like, you know what, these were decent, okay comments if you look past a lot of the stuff. There's one by, what is it? Anon's Treasures. Oh, this one here, I guess, if we scroll down. This was pretty okay. The bit I quoted was, yeah, he has a bit at the beginning, basically, where he's talking about, like, or she, I have no idea, it could be anyone, I guess. Games are priced to meet the perfect axis between cost to make, audience that will pay, and desired profit. So this is true. This is something that, it's like a good way of articulating it. These are like the pressures that force games to be what they are ultimately priced at. Yeah, so I don't know. That was kind of an interesting thing they said. Good for them. Then there's Royal Crown Code. This was more of a defeatist kind of thing, I think. Where they're basically talking about how like they are a consumer who is like voted with their wallet and they've just decided not to like, they actually haven't bought stuff in a very long time. Like I have done what you suggested in the first half of the video, stop buying their products since 2017. This has not changed how I feel and they continue to raise the prices. So it's a very defeatist comment talking about how like, even if you do make the choice not to kind of buy the stuff, then it doesn't really matter and your voice isn't heard anyway. And they say nothing will change. Soon Nintendo will fall when when those with nostalgic views and expandable income stop buying the shovelware Nintendo provides, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. So this was like somewhat okay. It was like an interesting perspective of like, you know, there are people who actually do protest and it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. And then there's this one, Mars 3000, which made a somewhat interesting point about how, I was complaining in the video about the gamers that were complaining, right? But this person is basically saying that, why are you complaining about them? They're just doing what you want them to do, which is to like make the noise so that they can protest the game. Like, it's just like an added layer of like, number one is like, you know, don't actually buy the game, vote with your wallet. Number two is like, tell other people not to vote with your wallet. And that's what gamers are doing. So it's like, it's like somewhat interesting. But a lot of the other ones kind of make they try and argue about like, oh, Nintendo's evil because they don't need to, like the price is like other games are like cheaper and the Switch is better. And actually they make a bunch of arguments that I don't find convincing whatsoever. Of these arguments, the only argument, like none of these people make it. Maybe there's like one person I think that like somewhat touches on it, but then goes in like a completely different direction. But there is only one convincing argument to me, which is I don't even completely stand by it because I'm not very like, I don't know much about ethics and stuff, I guess, but well, I'm not very good at arguing that. But the moral argument is, I think, the only convincing argument to me. And the argument goes basically that there's a lot of rich people in the world that are willing to pay a lot of money for games. But this is morally bad because games should be enjoyed by all demographics equally, basically. So like kids should be able to enjoy games, you know, minorities who are like affected by systemic like issues that cause them to have disproportionately less income than like other groups of people. Like they should be able to like equally have access to games. Like people from like poor countries should have access to games. Like this is like the moral argument, which is that like games should not be expensive. A company should try and a company should reduce the price of games as much as possible because games are kind of like, it should be equally available, basically. That's like the only convincing argument. The issue is that it's like, it would be very nice if games could be affordable by everyone, but in practice, like a company has to, I mean, it doesn't have to, I guess. A company doesn't have to make profit, but in order for the company to continue and to like reinvest in future things, it has to, I feel like it has to make profit. So regardless, you're going to be capped at like, it needs to be the price of, whatever the expenses you put into it. It has to at least be that much. So regardless, you're going to have like the real argument is like morally, how much profit do you think is acceptable? And does it really matter at all? Like, does it matter to you why the profit is being made? And I guess to me, it doesn't really matter why the profit is being made so much. And I don't think I necessarily think there is a limit. There should be a limit to like how much profit could be made. Because I think like market forces and competition would kind of attack that anyway. But I think like ethically, this is like the only real argument that I think has any interest to me. The other thing which I've seen a lot of the gamers kind of talk about, a lot of these comments also did this too, which they talked about the what I quoted, like the tyranny of the majority, which is like something in democracy or whatever, which is about like how most people are going to be the majority, like demographic or class or whatever, and because they like are going to be the majority of the democracy, then they're going to kind of dictate the laws that are created, which, you know, like advantage them and disadvantage the other people. And a similar thing is kind of, I don't know what, like if there's like a better term for this, but a similar thing happens in markets like this, where it's like the average person's interests are diverged from the interests of the minority in this case, which are gamers. So gamers are not going to be heard by the markets or by the corporations because they're not like, they're just a very extreme niche, right? And that makes the gamers feel bad. So I get why the gamers feel bad, but there's no real interest in the, like, why I don't think if I'm a corporation, I don't think there's any interest in me catering to the gamers because they are a minority and I'm trying to make like the most people buy my stuff as possible, you know? It is what it is, but yeah, so that's my rant about just this video in general. Okay. Gamers continue, in my opinion, I think the only, like, if you are a gamer and you complain about the game prices, I think that's perfectly valid. This is the one thing that has changed. Okay. I think it's perfectly valid to complain about game prices as long as you don't go on to buy the game. Okay. You can scream and shout and protest and take whatever action you want, you know, within, I guess, reasonable means, to protest these game prices. Just don't then go on to buy the game regardless, okay? Because then you're kind of defeating your whole argument, I guess, and that bothers me. That is the real thing that annoys me. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, did you watch the video Bacon sent yet? No, I haven't, but this is what led me to, I wasn't actually going to talk about this at all, but then Bacon sent the video and I was like, oh, I might as well like think about some notes and stuff. But let's actually, now that I've said all that and I've kind of said my position, I hope is what somewhat of a clear position, let's watch the video, which I'm not sure what type of thing it's going to be, but we'll see, I guess. So by The Escapist, oops, which I have heard of. I don't know if I've watched any of their videos. I don't know my subs are on. Oh my goodness. Big channel. The problem with voting with your wallets. Cold take. So I'm curious. I would imagine this is probably going to be about how the tyranny of the majority thing, or it's like the gamers are a minority, which in that case, like, why should the corporations take your interest or take you as a interested class because you are a minority? I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see, I guess. Bacon sent you a video to destroy your opinions. I haven't seen Bacon's video. Well, I haven't seen it either. The video for sure is on Ari's side, to me at least. So I guess we'll see. Yeah. The issue is that I feel like a lot of gamers, a lot of gamers feel like it also runs into the issue of objectivity and subjectivity. This is a lot of the things that, like, a lot of the comments on the video, on my video, we're talking about how, you know, Nintendo these days, they make slop, and like all the Pokemon games, they're like bad, and like people hate them, and they're like really bad games. But what they fail to realize is that, like, most people find the games fine, and they kind of like them. And you can, it's like, just because you are a gamer, it does not qualify you to say that a game is better or worse. Or like your opinion as a gamer is not any more valuable than any other person's opinion, right? Because games are subjective, and what one person might enjoy, someone else might not, right? Yeah, like the enjoyment of a game is subjective. Maybe you could argue like there are going to be some facets. I mean, you could argue there are some facets of every game that are going to be objectively measured, but how much people value those assets, those aspects are going to be weighted differently by the person. Like, for instance, like frame rate consistency, right? Like how stable are the frame rate throughout a game, or how high of a frame rate can you get? Stuff like that is going to be like, you can measure it objectively, but how much someone cares about it is going to be like very greatly. Very greatly. And it's like, how could you, why would you say as a gamer your voice is any more valuable than like an average consumer? Yeah, and I don't know. So I hope this video doesn't kind of go into the, oh, you know, games are objective and the game is no best, and I don't know, but I guess we'll see. Let's watch this.
Money makes the world go round, but if the world was flat, money wouldn't be a problem.
This is an AI voice? Or just an intro, maybe? I don't know.
The internet is a technological marvel. Just a few months ago, my power went out during a storm, and I looked up a YouTube video that helped me open my electric garage door from the inside. I use it to look up recipes for my air fryer on the regular.
True.
And I can get a rough translation of a different language in almost an instant. But with its aggressive curation, echo chambers disguised as communities, and engagement-based algorithms, it can feel like the internet consists of only two people. People who think exactly the way I do and share my every opinion, or people who respond simply to fight me on every opinion. It's an illusion. I am out of the common spheres. If you're taking an interest in a hobby to the point where you're looking for objective or opinion-based content for it, you are no longer a part of the average body of hobbyists. That can create a bit of dissonance with your favorite hobby because the target audience for many businesses is the average body. If you're in as knee-deep as I am, it can feel as if everyone's in agreement that pre-orders, microtransactions, bad ports, and terrible first-day releases are a problem. The corporations have somehow found a way to foist these onto the general public against their will. Or is it consensual? We constantly say voting with your wallet will make it so businesses will only create what you're willing to buy. So then a scary assumption rises to the top. Gaming is in the state it's in currently because the vast majority of gamers are okay with it. Have the wallets already voted? The idea crept into my head while...
Okay, so this is obviously my position, so I'm curious if he's going to argue against it.
Reading a thread by Rami Esmail, one of the developers of games such as Ridiculous Fishing, Luftrausers, and Nuclear Thrones. He speaks up about problems in the game industry, exploitative labor, troubles for indie development, and such things. But a common rebuttal he gets is that the wallets will vote us out of this sticky mess we're in. He believes that's a non-answer and not an option. That gave me a bit of perspective. It's easy for game critics, journalists, developers, and gaming enthusiasts to get wrapped up too deep in the potential of the industry and preach to the consumers to only spend money on the things that they really want. That will solve all of our problems. But it's more likely that the average
not all the problems, it'll solve some problems.
Consumer doesn't see a problem. Odds are they actually like the state of the industry as is. Nowadays, I have to take extra initiative to remember my roots closer to the norm. Otherwise, I'll start to think the average gamer actually does care about poor grammar and comma splices in a video game. Poor grammar and comma splices in a video game? What? You see what I mean? You didn't even know that was a thing that came up because my internet feed is not a universal experience. Looking back on the days when I wasn't so severely invested, I can say I was unbothered by even the most surface level complaints like prices. I didn't complain, I just walked away. I didn't struggle with the fear of missing out or coping with living under the growing shadow of the titan that is my backlog. At the end of the day, it was a voluntary hobby. If every video game from this day forward sucked, I would not be pressed because I can watch films. I can listen to music, I can read books. I can take part in one of the many hundreds of activities beyond the border of my front door. I voted with my wallet. It was a vote of self-interest and apathy. When I did become more interested in video games, I played maybe 3 different games at most per year. I only ever pre-ordered the newest Call of Duty until I got one that I figured I could have waited for instead. The other games I played were the iconic ones like BioShock and Assassin's Creed, which I bought at a pawn shop for maybe $5 combined. Xbox's free games with gold were my first taste of indie games. Frankly, it also gave me a taste of something that wasn't a shooter, showing me there was plenty to love outside my comfort zone. Even though my palette was expanding alongside my interest, my wallet vote was still for self-interest and apathy. I rarely bought any games when they were new because the prices would get slashed in a few years. And because I was late to the show, as some would say, I always had a backlog of games to play. So why rush to spend my money? The only game I did play religiously, I had confidence I would enjoy, or at least have the company of friends to bolster the experience. The smaller indie gems were given to me for free. That was over 10 years ago. Imagine that same mindset, but within the context of gaming in the year 2023. Some of the biggest games with their finger on the pulse of the cultural zeitgeist are free to play like CSGO, League of Legends, Fortnite, and Roblox. If a game is terrible on release day, it will probably be in a more suitable state by the time you get around to it in a few years when a reasonable sale hits. Little Timmies are getting No Man's Sky for Christmas and they'll think Sean Murray delivered exactly as intended in 2016. Indie games are featured constantly on bang-for-buck subscription services like Game Pass or given away weekly in the style of the Epic Games Marketplace. If you do think part of the appeal for gaming is being given the opportunity to spend money in your own virtual casino, then the gacha industry has you covered. We say microtransactions are a problem, but games like Genshin Impact have raked in over $4 billion by now with their waifu fruit machines. At some point I thought we all came together to agree that Crocs are hideous, and yet they're a growing industry bringing in about $1 billion a year with their conventionally unattractive yet sensible footwear. The wallets have voted, Crocs are okay, and so are microtransactions, incomplete games, and live services. And there's a part of me that thinks the votes are more apathetic than active. People were willing to reaffirm their faith in the same studios, franchises, and practices out of trust that they would keep the consumer in mind. I can't blame anyone for wanting to sit back and let the industry continue to work the way it was from the 2000s and into the early 2010s. But I think at some point their reputation was making up for a lack of quality. Enough time has passed with lacking quality that the reputation doesn't hold up as well as it used to. It's a trend that's easier to see if gaming is looked at as a whole. But who involves themselves that much with games? Critics, journalists, and enthusiasts? But what percentage of the whole do these people make? If you're watching this video right now, I imagine you'd be considered an outlying statistic a few steps away from the average demographic the industry continues to target. If you only care for Elder Scrolls games, are you all that bothered while you wait patiently for Skyrim 2? If you only play games branded with a Nintendo logo, do you see any problems with the current state of gaming? If you only buy games on sale, or play free-to-play games, or enjoy spending money on cutesy in-game cosmetics, is there a problem to begin with? Cynicism is an inclination to believe that people are motivated purely by self-interest. Nowadays, people take it to mean a cynical person doubts everything and they're always cranky. No, I believe in a lot of things. Puts a little pep in my step. I believe people are going to continue to vote with their wallets in their own self-interest. I believe a majority of people measure video game quality by the graphical fidelity and level of hype it brings. I believe people are okay with spending money on top of the money they're always spending. Otherwise, why else would these things be so present? The studios are only supplying the demand. But I also believe the studios are trying to keep their own best interests in mind. They'll continue to cut corners and nickel and dime their audience while they shoot for the center to catch as much attention from the average consumer. And eventually something's gonna give, because neither the consumer nor the service provider is interested in being in a mutual relationship with the other. Both want the upper hand and will not be satisfied with shaking hands. Game subscription service prices are rising, video games are getting more expensive, and studios are closing down. Maybe the wallets might start to reconsider their votes.
I doubt it. But you never know. The thing I don't know if you touched on it. At first, this is like fine. I don't know. I don't have any strong opinions on this. It's like, I think I mostly agree with this. The thing I think you didn't touch on is that like, there's going to be the corporation, like there's going to be companies that are focused on mainstream appeal. And those are the big companies, which are the ones like I'm talking about, like Nintendo and I don't know what the other one, like Microsoft or whatever, like the big, like, does Microsoft own whatever that company is, the Activision thing? Am I crazy? Wait, I don't know anything about gaming, okay? Gaming. Does Microsoft own Activision? Am I crazy? Okay. Anyway, whatever. There's going to be those companies, and then there's going to be like other companies whose like mission is to kind of make games for gamers. Like there'll be like if the market for gamers is big enough, then there will be companies that will spring up to make like games for those markets, right? And if no one does spring up to do that, then like you should do that, right? Like someone out there should do it. Because it's like a market to take advantage of. I don't know. Markets, am I right? It ain't just about video game either. The same stands for all other consumables, pursuits, and engagements. No matter how loud you beat the drum for change, the average person will either not care, not get it, or not even notice. The squeaky wheel may not get the grease, but energy flows easily through the path of least resistance, and the average person will resist least to their impulses. True. That's why we need to all be influencers and influence the people around us, right? Okay. Surely that's enough about games now. I don't think I have anything else to say. And not a single thing has been said in the chat. My goodness. I got nothing to respond to. So the only other thing then, I guess. Oh no, Creedon has said something. I didn't have any strong opinions about the Nintendo price thing. That's good to hear. Oh, one more thing, one funny thing. Also, if anyone's interested, like if you know anyone or if you have strong opinions on this, like against me, this is something I would be willing to debate. Like actually have a debate with someone if they have a strong opinion on this. I think I'd be open to it. Like if you're one of these commenters, well, I don't know, maybe not these commenters, I don't know, but I would be interested. I would be open to it. Because I do feel pretty strongly about that. I don't know. But this brings me to the latest comment on this video by the great Ciclet saying, really disappointing unsubbed. So looks like I'm beefing with Ciclet now, if you can believe it. Unbelievable. Maybe I'll have to debate him one day. We already did debate, by the way, you know, on this great episode of Doctor Who back in the day. What was that, like a year or two ago? My goodness. I've been trying to think of things to say this entire time, but I can't make any arguments or blanket statements. That's okay. Go to ChatGPT and be like, ChatGPT, write me an argument about this. And there we go. Easy. Okay. She got poisoned? Come on.
I drove to 4 different McDonald's to get diabetes. This is poison. This is poison. This is poison.
This looks like water. What is that?
I don't understand, like, what's all the rave over, like, trying to, like, give yourself diabetes, trying to kill yourself with poison, and consuming all this junk food. Like, I don't understand why everybody's falling for it, but just this once, I had to make this exception, okay? Just this once, because chicken jockey, you know, like, lava, chicken. So I made an exception just this once for my honest review of the Minecraft McDonald's meal. I went to 4 different McDonald's, and you have had it.
She's got footage outside. This is crazy.
People are so keen on just self-harming themselves like that. Like, do you know that you can get really, like you can get...
What's going on here? Why is it, like, edited?
Like, do you know that you can get really, like
Why is the whole frame moving?
harming themselves like that? Like, do you know that you can get...
I'm so confused.
You can get really, like you can
Is she, like, editing herself to be smaller or something? I don't...
get really sick, like, diabetes, obesity. Like, this is why you need to be, like, this is not, like, herbs propaganda, but, like, maybe you should only be eating plants. Like, maybe, like, herbs, like, maybe you should be out in the field trying to collect some, like, nice, like, thyme, some mint or something. Like, maybe that's what you should be eating in your diet. So this is my honest review of the Minecraft meal.
Also, I have had the Minecraft meal. I did order it a few weeks ago. And my review is like, I don't know, it was like a 6 out of 10. It was like fine.
So this is a Big Mac. Okay, this is a Big Mac. Let's review this Big Mac. Oh my god. Someone already took a bite out of it. It probably was me. Okay. Lift it up. Okay.
she eat that or did she spit that out? What just happened? It looked like she bit it and then like
Someone already took a bite out of it. It probably
canceled the bite. Okay. Why am I watching this? There is no way this woman went outside. That's impossible. True. Anyway. When everyone was complaining about the prices, I wasn't on any of their sides, and I didn't really agree with them. That's great. I had the general thought sentiment that it's just a natural development or inflation or whatever, but also I have no stake in this because I don't really care too much about Nintendo stuff. That is true. That's also me, I guess. I didn't even touch on the inflation thing. I don't know about the inflation. It is what it is. The value of games are just whatever the value you place in them, whatever the market decides, I guess. I don't know about inflation. It is what it is. Is this Mikasa Ackerman's scarf? Oh my god. You'll never watch porn again after hearing what I shamefully did. ... Alright. Oh yes! There's one more video that Kyle sent before. Hannah Fry. That was a quick start. The great Hannah Fry, who we've like randomly run into every now and then on YouTube. She just shows up on my recommended. She's the host of the like an AI podcast, a Deep Mind or something. I had no idea. I was watching an episode of this podcast, which like showed up on my recommended, and she was the host. I was like, what? This is crazy. She's like an AI person, or at least like an AI marketing person, or something, whatever this is.
To say that when we train us, you've got this kind of.
It's Hannah.
Now, at the end of today's podcast, we have a little extra treat for you. A conversation with David.
Anyway.
I've got a lot of new followers recently, so I thought I should properly introduce myself. I am a mathematician and I'm a professor at Cambridge, brag, and I'm also a bit of an accidental broadcaster because about 10 years ago, I did this hilarious TED Talk on the maths of love that ended up being one of the most watched that year. And I just got married. I was like really excited, and it was all about how you can apply mathematical techniques to optimize your dating life. Anyway, I'm now divorced, so you probably shouldn't take anything I say too seriously. The maths was good though, the maths was good. But since then, since that sort of went crazy, I have started making science films. So my personal favorite, if you want to check through the back catalogue, is a film called Making Sense of Cancer, which won a very big award called a Grierson. TV people gave me an actual trophy for explaining statistics to them, which was nice. There's The Future with Hannah Fry, which is on YouTube. That got nominated for 2 Emmys. It's very good. And now, because I have terrible time management skills, I have 3 different projects that I've been working on that are out.
Thank you, Hannah. This is great. This woman is so obviously intelligent that it just adds to her physical attractiveness. True. Why do people think they can tell intelligence by the way someone just talks? You know, it's ridiculous. It's just a Big Mac and nuggets. That is what I hear, and that is what it was. The reason it was like different to me is because whenever I order McDonald's, I get a double cheeseburger with only beef, and I add an extra patty, so there's like 3 beefs and then just bread. So for the first time ever, I had like a full McDonald's burger, like with everything on it. Like I didn't take anything off it. I was like, oh, let me just try it. I'm a big boy now. I've grown up, you know, I can have these burgers with stuff on it. And it was okay. Anyway, let's just do the main Star Wars Celebration summary. Let's see what came out. How on earth am I going to find this? Everything we learned. Here we go. We love Rotten Tomatoes. Ay. Everything we learned at Star Wars Celebration 2025. An Andor sneak peek and the return of Anakin Skywalker. Oh my goodness. That's Japan. I guess it wasn't Japan, right? Day 2. Why are we on day 2? I want day 1. Andor. I don't care about Andor. Andor's coming out. We love it. Okay. Hayden Christensen confirms Ahsoka Season 2 return. I don't know. Ahsoka Season 1 was like pretty good until the last episode, which was terrible. So I'm not really excited for this, but I guess we'll see. And also, like, my favorite actor guy, whoever he was, the black beard in Black Sails, he died. He's not going to be in next season, so it's disappointing. He was like the best performance in that thing. Okay, whatever. Ahsoka Season 2, we love it. Day 1, why are we going backwards? Star Wars Starfighter revealed. Although the opening panel of the weekend was meant to showcase The Mandalorian and Grogu, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy and Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni took to the stage to present some details about the next film after Mando and Grogu. The duo welcomed director Sean Levy to the stage, who mentioned he and Kennedy were chatting about the potential film for years. Okay. In 2022, I got a call and she said, let's do it. We started working with screenwriter Jonathan Tropper, he explained. At the time, the story was wide open and could take place anywhere in Star Wars timeline, but the director added a bombshell. This is no longer a Star Wars movie in development. Wait. Oh, in development. We're making it this fall. Okay. What is it? This is a standalone adventure set a few years after episode 9. What could that mean? True. Finally, we're going beyond episode 9. I don't know why they haven't done it in so long, but thank God. This is a terrible title, though. Star Wars Starfighter. I hope this is like an abstract thing about like, oh, fighting amidst the stars, and it's not about like someone in a ship, because I think the most boring thing about Star Wars is flying in the ships. Like, the space battles are boring. The, like, fighting and doing cool maneuvers and stuff is all boring. I don't like any of it. So, hopefully it's not that. The Mandalorian and Grogu attack in Adat. I don't know. I know, I watched the trailer for this, basically. It's like a movie, and they released the trailer. It was like a scene from it. It looked pretty bad, but maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Okay, this is way more boring than I thought. I thought it'd be interesting news. Oh yeah, there was this. I did hear about this. Star Wars Maul Shadow Lords wows animation fans. So apparently it's like a new Clone Wars style show, but it like looks really good, and it like looks way like even better than Bad Batch or something. I don't know. During the dark times of the Empire, a deposed and dejected Maul, voiced by Witwer, vows to get revenge on the criminals who benefited from his misfortune. He also sets out to take a new apprentice, a young Twi'lek he seemingly met before. Both developments may lead to his position as the leader of the Crimson Dawn Syndicate as glimpsed in Solo. So I guess it's like between prequels and sequels or something, right? The trailer screen during the panel revealed the next evolution of Lucasfilm's animation style, a more painterly texture to the look iterated from Star Wars The Clone Wars to Star Wars Bad Batch. It gave city planets and dingy prisons a new beauty. It also made Maul look quite imposing in the moments glimpsed during the preview. Following the video, Whitworth took to the stage and said with Maul's voice, "Run it again." Oh, that's a reference to when, oh my god, Ian McDermott said that, right? To the episode 9 trailer. The crowd sprang to their feet as fan favorite voice actor had a moment to bask in the enthusiasm. Great. Okay, how exciting. I do like Darth Maul. He is probably the best part of the animated Star Wars universe, so I'm excited for this, I guess. Anyway. It's been so long since you streamed, and also I didn't really catch or care about the H3H3 stream and drama stuff that I actually finished an anime. And I've watched like 12 episodes of Freerun. 12 more episodes of Freerun. Well done. That's good. That's probably more than me in terms of Freerun. I got up to episode 13 or something, 15. Why not just get a triple cheeseburger? Because I don't think they have triple cheeseburgers at my place. I think I used to get them back when I was in Sydney, but here I don't think I have them. Yeah, back in the day, I used to get 5 burgers, 5 patties. Like I do like I think I get a triple, and then I like press the plus twice to get the extra patties, and I have like a giant stack of beef. It was so great. Inspired by the great Lex Friedman, of course, who made that one very amazing tweet where he's like, "This is the best dinner money can buy," and it was like a single burger beef patty from McDonald's, and I was like, man, he's the goat for real. I finished Orb and I loved it because I love philosophy, and most of Orb is just like the dialogue of philosophy instead of actual plot or anything. It's interesting. I don't know anything about it. I know I will watch it though. I remember we watched stuff on stream about it ages ago, and it looked good. That's my one thing. Oh my god, I want to sneeze. But now I don't need to. Anyway, Star Wars Visions continues. I feel like we watched a trailer for this on stream. And the 9th Jedi. What is the 9th Jedi? 9th? He also announced some of the stories told in Volume 1 will continue, particularly the 9th Jedi. Oh, wait, no, this is Star Wars Visions. I thought it said Tales of the Empire for some reason. Oh, that's very good. Okay, I'm really excited for this. I did like Season 1 a lot. Season 2 was not as good, but it was still like, I liked it quite a bit. And the 9th Jedi was interesting. It was like a full, everyone was like, if we want to make one into a show, it should be the 9th Jedi, so I guess that's it. I'm curious if it'll be Japan again, because the Japan one was like the appeal of it. When they went to other countries, like this is less interesting. Star Wars Visions, the anthology series, returns October with 9 new shorts. But whereas the second season set showcase work from animation studios all over the world, Volume 3 returns its focus to Japan with contributions from Kinema Citrus. Let's have a look. Also, this is so exciting. It was really good when I was in Japan, so I'm looking forward to this a lot. Is there going to be a single thing that I know from this place? Made in Abyss, I've heard of that. Rising of the Shield Hero, heard of that. Haven't seen any of those, though. Made in Abyss. Alright, it looks like it's a famous studio that I've never watched anything from them. Okay. David Productions, production, of course. The JoJo's studio. That's pretty crazy. What else do they make? Is it just JoJo's? Do they have any other things? Okay, they have a bunch of stuff I've never heard of. Fire Force? I didn't know they made Fire Force. Or I forgot if I did know that. Urusei Yatsura? That's interesting. Okay, we love it. Kamikaze Doga. I have no idea who that is either. I don't know anything about anime studios. My goodness. I don't know. I hope I see Mappa on this list, by the way. If I see Mappa, I'm going to be so happy. But there's no way, right? I feel like I would have heard it at this point. Why is this another language? Interesting. Pop Team Epic? Sounds somewhat familiar. It's like a famous anime. Oh, I've seen, I think like PewDiePie likes this or something, right? I don't know. Oh, when I finish volume 3 of Mushoku Tensei. Well done. You're getting there. Progress. It'll only get better from there. Don't worry. Just got back from Revenge of the Sith. I was wrong 10 out of 10? What do you mean you were wrong? Yeah, did you say it was bad? Revenge of the Sith is great. I love Revenge of the Sith. Oh my goodness. Did they like re-release it for the 20th anniversary or something? I saw a cool poster for that on Twitter. Soon I'll be able to start watching your discussion episodes on it. Oh yeah, true. Well, remember the first 12 though are going to be bacon focused because I did not reread any of the first 12. So yeah, but it'll be good. We had a lot of fun discussions, especially like toward the end. It was very fun. And don't worry, we'll have an amazing final discussion soon. You're a fake Mappa fan. Haven't even seen Zenshu yet. That is true. It's on my list. Oh god. I have limited time in the day, but I also have like so many other things, and Black Mirror's done, and I watched Doctor Who, by the way, guys. Maybe I'll talk about that if I remember. Anyway, so we don't know that studio. Project Studio Q. No. Oh my god. They made the Evangelion rebuild, one of them, or Darling in the Franxx. Did they really make this movie? Oh my god. Is it a 3.0 or something? Studio Kara's the production. Why is it not here? Why was it listed there and not here? Translate. No, that's not what I wanted. Translate. I guess maybe they did the 3D CG from it. Okay, interesting. Trigger, of course, I know Trigger. We've looked at them. Polygon Pictures. I wonder if these are like the same studios as last time. I don't think so. It was like Science Saru and stuff last time, right? Oh, Star Wars The Clone Wars? No. What does that even mean? Star Wars Resistance? What is this? I didn't know Resistance was a Japanese studio. They have a Love, Death, and Robots thing. It's interesting. Okay. Production IG, of course. I think they made The Ninth Jedi, right? Yeah, The Ninth Jedi. But they're obviously a massive studio. They got a bunch of stuff. Did they make like Citrus or something? No. What did they make? I feel like I watched something recently they made. It wasn't like Licorice Recoil or something, was it? No. Oh, Heavenly Delusion. Okay. Amazing. And then of course Wit Studio. Did Wit Studio do one last season? I don't remember any of that. That's kind of cool. No, interesting. Okay. First Wit Studio one. That's going to be cool. Is Wit Studio a good studio? Like, do they make good stuff? Or they just make Spy Family now? I heard Ranking of Kings is really good. Spy Family is, like, fine. Like, production-wise, I mean, it looks okay. No idea what Onipon is. Ranking of the Kings, yeah. I don't know what this is either. They made Nokotan? I had no idea. That's kind of crazy. Did they actually? Oh my god, they did. This makes me want to watch it even more. Some Suicide Squad thing. Ascendance. Oh, they're making the next Ascendance of a Bookworm season. That is true. I'm looking forward to that. You know, I've only warmed up to this series over time. I hated it a bit too much, I think, when I first watched it. And of course, The Great Attack on Titan. Oh my god, it's one of those days where I'm talking a bit too much. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, in theaters, Hayden Christensen gave us a message before it started. That's great. What did he say? You should leak it to us. My goodness. Did he say, "Oh, I love you guys. Thank you for all the support over the years. I know it was a blah blah blah." Yeah, it could be good. It's been interesting seeing the light novel art slowly get better every volume. That is true. The volume 26 ones are really good. And they definitely get better. It is funny getting to the end of it and then going backward to the beginning and being like, man, this artist got a lot better. Now we know the great Hannah's backstory. That is true. By the way, Blind Wave is on a legendary run. The Hot Ones episode was honestly really well made. They made a Hot Ones episode? You know what? I haven't been paying enough attention to Blind Wave. Also, I think it speaks to my disengagement from the Last of Us TV show that I haven't even watched the Blind Wave reaction. The only thing I did was I clicked here and I went to the end when the thing happens and I was like, what do they think about that? But yeah, I'm really not engaged in The Last of Us this season at all. Yeah. Which is a shame, because I really did like the last season a lot. Is Vigilantes worth watching, by the way, guys? Any opinions on that? Where is it? How do we even find this? Did they make it on Patreon? Oh, this? I never saw this. I guess I'll have to remember to watch this. Eric answers your questions while eating spicy wings. I guess this is the Q&A thing that's been on the subreddit for like 10 years? Maybe? Aaron needs Wave Rider's help. Is it final? Did he finally do the questions that he was looking for here? My goodness. Anyway. Oh, wow. I've started Love, Death, and Robots like 3 days ago because I have a friend who is forcing me to forcibly to watch it. That's interesting. I also watched, I've seen, I think 3 episodes from it. I watched it with a friend. And it was really good. I really like the show. Maybe I'll like watch more of it, but the 3 I watched were really good. Wit is pretty baller, I think. That is true. Sentence of a Bookworm light novel is very highly rated. That is also true. But I do have to say, I don't know if I like the audience of that, because they keep telling me that, like, I think in my review, I made a point that, like, the isekai nature of mine in A Sentence of a Bookworm is, like, much less necessary than it is for Rudius in Mushoku Tensei. Like, in Mushoku Tensei, the reincarnation nature is like kind of the whole appeal. You cannot have Mushoku Tensei without the reincarnation element. So far, what's happened in the anime for A Sentence of a Bookworm, it's the only thing I can speak on, it's not really that necessary to have, like, mine as be a reincarnated person. You could just have her be, like, a fantasy character in a fantasy world. But maybe, you know, as the story goes on, maybe it'll be more relevant. But, I don't know, people were really mad when I said that. But it is what it is, you know. I'm just really good at getting people mad, I guess. The RTTV reaction was the only good one. They were like, oh yeah, I guess, guys, by the way, spoilers. Last of Us Part 2 spoilers, okay? I'm going to be talking about major things you don't want to know. If you haven't seen it, leave now, because you're going to get massively spoiled. The RTTV reaction was the only good one. They were like, Joel's going to have trouble walking for the rest of the season, and thought it was a fake out, and Abby stabbed the golf club into the ground. That's funny. Maybe I should seek out more reactions. I'm just so excited for when the great film buff gets to it, and he pretends that he doesn't know what's going to happen, but he's obviously known what's going to happen for a long time, you know. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, I haven't even watched... Oh, you know, by the way, also, firstly, I'm watching Film Buff's reactions to Steins Gate. I want to know... Firstly, I don't know who's seen Steins Gate here. Maybe no one has, besides me. Throughout Steins Gate, Okabe makes a bunch of, like... He has, like, a whole persona. This is, like, mild spoilers for Steins Gate, I guess. Okabe has a persona of, like, he's under attack by some secret organization, and they're out to get him, and he says that Mayoshi is his hostage, and there's, like, a bunch of, he's, like, playing a character beyond, like, his actual character, right? But obviously, you know, spoilers for Steins Gate, there is an actual like evil organization in Steins Gate, and it's like out to get him. And there's like this whole like his actual delusions, which were only delusions. They're not even delusions. He's like playing a character. Turns out, oh my god, they are true. There is like an evil organization, whatever. When I was watching Steins Gate, initially I was like, okay, so maybe this guy actually does have like a secret organization after him, and like maybe the phone is like, maybe he's a time traveler, and like for some reason his memories have been messed up, and like when he's talking on the phone he's remembering like a past timeline, and like it's actually like messed up, and maybe there is an organization, blah blah whatever. And then eventually, as you go on and on and on, you're like, oh okay, he's jerking. Like obviously we get it, it's like a character, and he's like doing it to satisfy, to make like Maishi feel better about her parents or whatever. And we get that. But then at the back of my mind, there's also like, I'm not 100% confident on it. I'm like, at the same time, like, you know, there is still a possibility that maybe he is like some other alternate, some timeline thing is messing with his head, and he actually does know that there is like an organization out there. And I'm like, I feel like to me, maybe I'm either I'm like crazy, or Film Buff is like, has pre-watched this basically, because he has no doubt whatsoever in his mind, not a single time, he has never once questioned it, that the organization is real whatsoever. Like from the first instant, I think he was like immediately, I think maybe if I go back and watch it, he'll be like have some hesitation, but the impression is that he has no question in his mind that this is just all in Okabe's head. Firstly, this was very counter to Film Buff, who I feel like always theorizes about things like all the time. So I feel like it should at least cross his mind that it is possible that maybe there is like some carryover from like other timelines or something going on, like something time travel related. But he never once mentions it, at least in the reaction. I've watched all the discussion bits. Maybe he mentions the discussion, I just missed it. And also, like, he's just so confident on it. And, like, if he was wrong, then it'd kind of make him look like a fool, but he's not wrong. And it's like, has he seen the future stuff? Like, has he watched stuff and he's just, like, pretending? Or, I don't know. It's frustrating me. Anyway. I haven't even watched or read MHA, but from what I've seen, Vigilantes has been well received. Okay, that is cool. I know there's the one, I saw a TikTok of this one girl who had like pink hair or something, and she was like dancing, and she was like a singer or something. I was like, man, this actually makes me want to watch it. It looks cool. But yeah. It's the Chunibu trope, but the joke is it's real. I don't even know what that is, but Chunibu? Wait, how'd you spell it? Chunibu trope. Chunibyo, often shortened to Chuni or Chutu, is an often derisive Japanese slang term for the embarrassing behavior of 13 to 14-year-olds. Middle school syndrome, I guess. So it's like acting younger than you are, like pretending that you're like being attacked by spies or whatever, I guess. I haven't even watched or read MHA, but from what I've read that already, oh my goodness. It's a thing in Japan where edgy teens make themselves into over-the-top characters. Well, that's definitely Okabe. And we love him for it, because he's not doing it for himself, he's doing it for Mayuri, you know? That's why we love him. Okay. And then it has the greatest scene in all of anime ever, the best voice acting I've ever heard, where he comes back, you know, Kurusu is about to say, I love you, and it cuts out before she can say it. And he's like back in the past, and she's gone and not a lab member anymore. And he like has a celebratory speech about how, oh my god, I've defeated the great organization. I am unstoppable, but deep down he's sad. And he's only putting on that performance so that like he can mask his pain and he can like show to his friends that everything's all right, even if it's not. What a great show. Anyway. Whoa, they got an animated intro?
Over the last 10 years of Blind Wave, people for some reason have enjoyed us tormented with heat, with spice.
True, okay, I'll watch this later, but this looks cool. What is the subreddit talking about these days? Did they get over the Shane thing? Oh yeah, did I talk about that on stream, or was that only off stream? Blind Wave turned 10 years old, guys. Isn't this crazy? Also, I'm curious about this. Guru's real voice. Hey
guys,
this was the funniest thing ever. Oh my goodness.
Hey guys,
Blind Wave is 10. And they have a video. This video is purely to promote like they made like a jacket or something, or like some t-shirt or something, some design. And they're basically using this video to promote it. But it's funny because this video is like a compilation of them like saying their catchphrases.
Slow, din, low.
How dare God keep winning these men.
You will die at an Arby's in Columbus, Ohio. They bang! They bang!
no banging yet. Why you tell your sister that?
Like this is the whole video, which is like fine, it's good and stuff. It reminds me of all their like, you know, best quotes that I quote all the time. But you know, there was another member of Blind Wave who was integral to the formation of Blind Wave, and you know, has a bunch of quotes of his own, I'm sure, and is intentionally not in this video. And it is very funny to see Shane Farley cut from this. Like, I get it, you know, you got to distance yourself, and you made a stance that, you know, he's not a member anymore, and we don't want to promote him, and blah blah blah, and you're selling a t-shirt, and I get it, but it's just so funny seeing them have to avoid, like, they have to cut around him. You know, this is his shoulder right here, potentially. You can see it, but or it could be Calvin, I don't know, but yeah. I think there is like one moment in this where he like says something and you hear his voice, and I was like, oh my god, that's Shane's voice. But yeah. Anyway, let's see if anyone commented on it. Don't know the circumstances around the departure, but shout out to Shane as well. He was extremely funny, emotional, had some of my favorite reactions from the channel. True. Anyway, it was hilarious. I think it's perfectly reasonable to assume the organization is fake. So far, it's only a joke. Okay, well, I guess we'll forgive the great film buff then. Okay. When I watched Steins Gate, I didn't think or expect the organization at all until it actually happened. Okay, you know what? I'll concede then, okay? Maybe it is okay that film buff isn't questioning it. Also, did you see the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reaction compilation? Funny they didn't do it for any series with Shane in it. No, I haven't seen that. I'll be honest, I just haven't been keeping track of Blind Wave at all since I canceled my Patreon thing. Also, I am yet to finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I have the final season that I still have to watch.
No,
What's the show?
I think the show we used to react to, like, back, like...
I thought it was canceled a month ago.
Yeah.
Is this like their favorite reactions or something? I guess they probably say it at the beginning, right?
Eric, that's the screen use prop. Hey guys, Girl Blind Wave, I'm Eric.
I'm Aaron.
And we're here celebrating 10 years of Blind Wave. That's right, the first reaction uploaded exactly 10 years ago. 10.
And the first reaction was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, that was
the first thing we had on the channel.
April 16th, 2015.
And Eric was smoking, and it was weird.
And
That's
what
not
we're doing
Eric.
for our 10-year anniversary is we're going to be showing you guys some best of videos. This is best of Blind Wave reacts to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So stick around and watch all these amazing moments, except
Anything from season 1.
anything from season
And,
1.
like most of season 2, because we didn't get started until we were in the season. We started Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because we both like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and been watching it for a while. And
True. Okay, we got the point. But they didn't do it for any series with Shane. Well, they haven't, as far as I understand, is the only one, right? It's their first series. Maybe they'll do another one later, and Shane will be in it. Maybe they'll do Black Sails or something. Anyway, Blind Wave.
Hi guys, Senna here, and this is a vocal update so you guys know what's going on. And I know I haven't made videos in over a month, but I had camera issues, so my camera...
Alright, so it's like slightly different. She doesn't sound as like high pitch or whatever. Interesting. Wouldn't that be crazy if she like retired from HoloLive and then did like, it became like her own VTuber or something? Look back. Play. True, we love edits, but not when they can be copyright striked, okay? Everyone's seen Steins Gate, little bro, except for Heath, apparently. I haven't. True. We'll leave the discussion there, I guess, for now. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Fantastic Four. Should have made that counter a long time ago, lol. Calvin making shit up counter, true. The best Calvin trope in the world is when he's like mid-sentence and then he like stops and like doesn't finish his sentence because he's like, he realized that he was not saying anything that was gonna, like, he was not making a point. And he just stops mid-sentence. It's just, we love it. Absolute elite being confidently incorrect. That is true. Oh my goodness. What a character Calvin is. What will be the next TV show to finish? Probably Severance, right? Oh, Evangelion, okay. Alright, well. Anyway, the great Star Wars Visions is coming back. That's exciting. I did like season 1 the most, so we love it. Oh no! I just saw some bad things. So I like that the Ninth Jedi is being continued. That was good, okay. But the Duel is being continued? The story of the Duel also continues in The Duel Payback. Why? Do something new. The Duel, like, was a nice conclusive, like, I mean, it wasn't conclusive, but it was like a nice contained story, you know? We don't need more of it. The Ninth Jedi felt like it was opening up the world to be like, oh, there's like so much more possibility here. The Duel was like, oh, it's like a cool story. Like, do new stuff, come on. I don't know, it is what it is. Maybe it'll be good, though. Oh no, wait, what? Volume 1's The Village Bride also expands with the Lost Ones? What are they doing? Why are they continuing everything? I did love The Village Bride though, so maybe it'll be really good. I just want new things. I don't want like continuations. I guess it's like easier for the studios because they have all the assets and stuff ready. I don't know. I don't like that. But maybe it'll still be good. I don't know. We'll be open-minded. And Guru was a VTuber before. Did something get censored, or is Heath just typing mid-sentence here, I wonder? Because the first message I see is, and Gura was a VTuber before she joined HoloLive. That's interesting. They're really about to finish Ava before Film Buff. Yep, it's certain, almost. They finished everything. They finished Vinland before him. They finished Attack on Titan before him. They'll finish Ava before him. At this rate. Oh, and I was going to say they finished Doctor Who before him, but they did. I can't believe the great Film Buff is leaving me with one episode of Doctor Who left. Like, unironically, he's doing the thing that Miller was like thinking was saying some conspiracy, which is like, he gets you to sign up to his Patreon. He like watches every single episode and then like leaves the last episode or two so that you like stay on for the Patreon. And then he says, oh, you can like request a refund if you want, but like he knows that most people aren't going to do that, like me. And then we get strung along waiting for his Doctor Who finale reaction, which is never going to come. So I don't know. Maybe he does engage in predatory practices on Patreon. Who knows? But yeah. Also, the only currently airing anime I'm watching is To Be Hero X, which kinda isn't an anime because some people separate Donghua into anime. But yeah, 3 episodes so far, and it's been very good in my opinion. Well, that's good. Is that the T-bait thing that we've watched on stream? Oh no, that's the beginning after the end or whatever. I remember that a bunch. Wait, was that the one that looks like Mushoku Tensei? Oh no, it's just the logo looks the same. And the character looks similar. That's like the same logo. I mean, it's not the same characters, but it's like the same like layout and font and colors and stuff. It's interesting. Film Buff playing Yo like a fiddle. That is true, but he does give good reactions, so I'm okay with it. To Be Hero X is extremely good. It's on episode 3. Is this the Chinese one with the good animation that people were saying? There's like a big fight I saw in... Oh, it's the one with the mix of like art styles and stuff. We watched the trailer on stream. It looked really good. God, there's so much good stuff I should just definitely watch. Anyway, it looks like that's all the news, I guess. Did you watch the Normies? No, I didn't. I didn't watch anything of the Normies. So the Normies tier list of all the shows that they've reacted to? No. My goodness. Yeah, let me open these up in my like personal tabs. Well, there was the Blind Wave Hot Ones thing. Okay, and then there's the Normies tier list. Do we cheat, guys? Do we go to the end and see what they rated everything? Now, can I name all these people, I wonder? Let's see. Pat. Mickey. We hate Mickey. He's the worst. He's easily the worst of the Normies. Spidey or something? I don't know if that's his real name as well. I have no idea. Nickname. What is her name? She's Mickey's, or maybe they're like exes now, but they were dating at some point. It's not coming to me. I have no idea. Chris. We love Chris. He's one of the best. Chris and Marketta. They're the 2 best reactors on the Normies. Surge. And then Rana. Who was dating Nahid at one point, okay? He's on his own channel now. Reacting to the One Piece, I'm sure. What's her name? Oh my god. Surely they say it at the beginning, right?
It's gonna be edited. It's gonna be straight up uncut. So when we press
Who are you?
let's all be on our best behavior. Do we want to discuss this on the camera? What the last tier should be called, or D okay?
I think
doesn't it usually go to E and F?
All right, I will never know. But no, I haven't seen this yet. Everyone calls T-Bait a Mushoku Tensei ripoff as a semi-joke. Okay. Yeah, it's the one I made you watch the trailer for. Yeah, it looked good. I remember it. It's on Crunchyroll with a bunch of dubs, including Chinese. Okay. The guy on the far left is easily the worst. Pat? No, he's fine. Okay. He's a little... I mean, he's like that... There's every reaction channel has that one guy who like barely pays attention and kind of like hates on a bunch of stuff, but he's funny. I like him. He's good. We like Pat. But yeah. But no, Mickey is obviously the worst. He makes bad jokes. He talks when he shouldn't. He like, he doesn't really understand things that are going on. I just don't like him at all in any way whatsoever. Okay. Yeah. But if you're watching right now, Mickey, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I don't like you much. You know, I don't know anything about you as a person, just as a member of the Normies crew. You know, I don't like your reactions. Anyway, I would be offended if you didn't cheat, Elite Ari. I would be offended if you didn't cheat. What did I cheat on? Did I say I was gonna cheat? What are we cheating on? What am I forgetting? I'm just forgetting at this point. I would never cheat, of course. Oh, you mean cheat in like a relationship? I don't know. Or cheat on like figuring out what her name is? Because I don't remember what it is at this point. Nahid has disappeared, it seems. That is what I hear. What do you mean? He was here 8 months ago. He's just taking a break. Maybe he has a wife and she's pregnant or something, and he's like looking after her in then 9 months, and he'll be back next month when the baby is born. I don't know. Does he make shorts? When did this come out? Okay, that's not much better. Maybe he posted. Or maybe his cat got him and is dead now. It's my channel, Meow Princess. He was, believe it or not, he was not ironic about this. The cat maybe took over. I don't know. This was a plea for help or something. I don't know. Hope you're doing good. I check back in every now and then again to see if you've posted. Hopefully next time. Where you go? Where are you, man? Maybe he's, I mean, he could unironically just be dead, right? It is possible. I sure hope not. Do you think he's on Twitter? Tweeting out? Okay, looks like he is not. Do you think he posts on Patreon? Surely he has, like, duties that he has to... No, I guess not. I guess not. Instagram. You know, Nahid is an... Oh, it's... Okay, it just... The page doesn't even exist. TikTok. Maybe he's, like, moved on. All his content's on here. I don't know why it's so loud, but that did not show his TikTok. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Poor guy. The guy on the right looks like Middle East Elite Ari? Wait, what? Does he really? What, Surge? Really? That's funny. I'll take it, okay. I think he's like the fan favorite. I think most people like him. He's obviously the leader of like the normies. Like, I don't know why. Like if Eric is like the leader of Blind Wave, Surge is the leader of the normies. It just is what it is. Why didn't he leave again? I think relationship stuff, I think, but I don't remember quite well enough. Just accept it, man. True. Best way to address a dead pet is to get a new one. Perfect answer. Is that true? I don't even know, but maybe. Do you think the normies would do a memorial thing for him? Right. As far as I know, he just left because him and Rana broke up and not because of any weird stuff like Shane. Yep, probably. But I don't know enough about the normies and their, like, history and stuff. I got no idea. Did they make, like, an announcement? I feel like they did when he left, right? Oh, it's, like, on the channel. Oh, no, this is Mickey.
No, this is not a clickbait video.
Well, I mean, it kind of was. You came back, right? This one? No, surely not. I feel like it's been years since Nahid left. Reddit. Nahid leaves normies. Oh, maybe they never made a statement about it. Or maybe they did talk about it and I just don't know. Can't possibly be as ugly as what happened with Blind Wave. That is true. What happened with them, though? Let's see. Apparently, Shane got caught trying to get with a subscriber while being married. That's what I'd heard anyways. I've not heard of that anywhere. True. Navi, that's right. Thank you. Kyle knows his normies law. That girl's name was Navi. 70 women, ages 5 to 75. Answer. Who's the most attractive man? Okay. Is there a men version of this, I wonder? Oh my goodness. Let's see.
Wait.
Wait, is this like an old video? Oh, 6 years ago. Why is this getting recommended? Wait, that means there probably is a man one, right? Glamour. Men, ages 5 to 75. Most attractive woman. Did they just never do one for the men? Oh yeah, JJK meme, crazy. Maybe he got fired because he was too good at his job. Respect, Elite RE. True. And that's why he spun off and made his own channel and is successful. Surge's get-in interview. What is this?
And where did the name Normies come from?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I don't know if you're familiar with The Walking Dead. There was Walking Dead, and then there was an after show called Talking Dead, hosted by Chris Hardwick.
Yes.
And so when I originally made the channel, we were doing Game of Thrones, so I called it Talking Thrones. So I was like, oh, I'll just rip off of the Chris Hardwick idea. It's my friends and I were just talking about Game of Thrones. So nearing the end of that season, we were watching, and people kept like, you know, this was all organically done, you know, with all the comments just telling us like, keep doing this, keep doing this. We wanted to keep doing it, but the comments telling us to keep doing it helped. And they said, like, do other shows. And obviously you have your haters there that were like, oh, whatever, you guys don't know what the F you're talking about. It's like, cool content, too bad you're a bunch of fucking normies. And I was like, I was my first time hearing that word. And I was like, what does that mean? What's a normie? I looked it up, and it's like derogatory. It's supposed to be a slur for someone who just consumes content at the most surface level of intention. Like, if you watch a Marvel movie, but you haven't seen all the other Marvel movies.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're a normie. You're a normie fan. And
This guy is talking to us a normie. He just didn't know what the word normie meant.
So bad about that. That's like saying like we're just the average person, and like the average person should be marketable for any movie and show. Like you shouldn't have to be all in on.
You just made the. I mean, he's not making an argument, but it's like what kids say when it's like someone calls you gay, and you're like, "Yeah, I am gay. I'm happy." That's what he just said, I think.
A fandom. You shouldn't have to.
But the normies is like the best name for their channel because they are really annoying sometimes, and they really do miss a lot of stuff, and they really are like normies at times. So it is like a good shield for them. You know, I like it.
Star Wars to watch Star Wars as a normie, so we just embrace the term because like yeah we watch shit for its surface level sometimes. Who cares? Like that's what entertainment's for, and that's how we kind of wore an insult as our armor essentially.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I love seeing the haters in the comments.
Is it that sick? Oh my goodness. What is this channel? What even is this? Get in interview? Get in interview. If this has like 2 million subscribers, I'm gonna be so upset. Okay, no, I guess I can't even find it. Okay. Anyway. The normies would do an in memoriam for the great Nahid if he died. True, maybe. You know, I feel like I think if even Shane died, I feel like Blindwave would dedicate like a segment of the podcast to him. Probably, right? They'd probably be like, oh, you know, he had his issues, but, you know, he was a friend of ours, and let's talk about him a little bit. That's probably what they do, I'd imagine. I don't think it'd be like a video about it, but maybe on the podcast they talk about it. I kind of get his haters now. It took him 5 minutes to explain the word normies. True. That's not sick. That's not sick? What's not sick? Oh, yeah, the guy. He said sick. Yeah, true. I don't know what to... Yeah, I don't know. He was talking to a normie right there. The normie was talking to the normie. What are the odds? Oh, my goodness. Oh, I didn't mean to click that, but... All right, let's watch it. Minecraft music. Oh, politics. The growing empathy shortage, and the rise of short consumption content. Oh my god, Mr. Beast ruined the internet. Except not really, because he doesn't do short form content, I
When
guess.
people talk about the growing trend of Gen Alpha kids and their humor only being brain rot or the same few phrases, it's indicative of a scary trend
I
that
got him
social
a
media and
sneeze.
society is heading towards: dehumanization, consumerism, and an empathy shortage. If you've been on TikTok since 2019 or 2020, you may recall how a lot of the videos were notably longer and more unique from one another.
Bro, I need a pop filter like that. I don't like how mine is like this giant long thing. I need one that sticks to my microphone.
2020, you may recall how a lot of the videos were notably longer and more unique from one another. Looking at the old TikTok videos I have saved on my phone, I think to myself, this would never have been viable on modern TikTok. Nobody's attention spans would be kept. There needs to be something said about how we have all this content accessible at our fingertips and can just mindlessly scroll through different videos, whatever suits our interests, whatever captures our attention the most. Other social media companies recognize the success of TikTok and now attempt to emulate it. Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and even Twitter, having made it so that every time you watch a video, it automatically plays a random video that wasn't even the next post in your timeline. It only contributes to the inauthenticity of the nature wherein TikTok became so big. I believe TikTok's success started where it wasn't as commercialized in the start. It wasn't as dominated by corporations using it as a marketing tool. It primarily attracted teenagers and young adults.
I'll be honest, when I'm on TikTok, I'm just seeing random shit, okay? Which is pretty similar to what TikTok was right when I first watched it, so I don't know.
Corporations using it as a marketing tool. It primarily
Maybe this is a very political person who like sees a bunch of like political stuff, I don't know.
attracted teenagers
Or like different like corporation related stuff, I have no
and young
idea.
adults in the midst of shaping their identities. Instagram Reels, as compared to TikTok, feeds off the amount of commercials and advertisements and relies purely on watch time tactics, such as read caption below. People always say, oh, post this on Instagram Reels, as a way to say that this is cringe and that you'd get hate for this if it were the real world, or anywhere else besides TikTok. And I think that's incredibly significant to how TikTok operates better in its algorithm to suggest content that resonates with people, as opposed to Instagram, which is based on whoever can fund their advertising the most. Now, all of this is to say that with this emerging culture of trying to consume short content to pump out content quick, watch it quick, skip it quick, interact with it or not interact with it quick, and barely giving videos even half a second of watch time feeds into this hyper-emergence of superficiality. TikTok is continuing to move even further towards commercialization. People are no longer viewing the creators on their For You page as people, but more so products to be consumed. The growing trend of dehumanization is synonymous to how TikToks are progressively getting shorter and shorter to keep your attention span. Remember in my last video when I said another conversation needs to be had about these fast-paced trends? Popular phrasing and terms and trends have been along for as long as we can remember, but it's even more prevalent now. Being chronically online appears to have its own rankings now, to rack up the most knowledge on niche references that don't stick around for long, to be able to understand the trends people are constantly commenting on any video in order to get a quick like or validation from other people. I think it looks much cooler on me. I think it looks much cooler on me. These monolithic comments detract from originality and creativity, transforming TikTok commenting to be more like its neighbor, Instagram Reels. So at this point, you don't even have to say, oh, I dare you to post this on Instagram Reels. People on TikTok are becoming just as brutal, negative, and blunt with their commenting.
I'll be honest, I use a lot of TikTok. Like I've used TikTok for what, 7, 8 years now? Probably almost every day. I use it a lot. I've seen a lot of TikToks. I don't think I've ever seen a comment on a TikTok saying, oh, you should post this on Instagram Reels. So I don't quite know what she's talking about. Which I guess speaks to how like specific the algorithms are, where it's like they're really putting you in like bubbles where you see your own little stuff, and I don't know. I guess, and for the longest time, I guess Instagram Reels just never existed and it just got made like a few years ago. I don't know. Anyway, oops. Great job on the latest Last of Us video. I enjoyed it. Oh my goodness, that's kind of crazy. Thank you. E-Girls are evil, says Kai Entertainment. And then Creedon says truth, so they both agree here. Yeah, I was the standout. True. We got like 300 views, no biggie. That is true. I started that video immediately talking negatively, so I feel like it'd be pretty controversial, but let's see. Decent thumbnail, I have to say. You know, I did a decent job, I think.
Elite RE. Joel.
Oh, no spoilers. I've read all these comments already. True. YouTube was better 10 years ago, bro. True. Before the terrible Mr. Beast ruined everything. It was about real people. True. All things get over-commercialized if they get popular enough. That's why I don't use chat roulette anymore. I don't know what chat roulette is, but it sounds about right. Jesus. But also, you can you can find so many random YouTube videos and TikTokers that are like nothing like what she's describing here about like over commercialized, just attention seeking short things. Like, there's so much. There's so much. My goodness. Instagram literally it just does not care about moderation, so people can say whatever they want on there. I've never used Instagram Reels, so I have no comment. I used to use TikTok a good amount. I saw the Instagram Reels joke a lot. Well, our lived experiences differ, so how do we resolve that? I don't know.
Reels. People on TikTok are becoming just as brutal, negative, and blunt with their commenting. Cringe culture has returned at an all-time high. And this coincides with the growing alt-right pipeline and a prevalence of right-wing media shift flooding the internet. Because when everyone is just trying to get instant gratification, scrolling on their phones, trying to see whatever grabs their attention the most, it's going to be the most controversial things. And that's what will...
Is that true? Is that true? I don't know. We'll never know for sure. Oh, God.
No, is he?
Oh my god! He's trying to melt this.
He's trying to melt this man. All right, well. All right, my homepage is not looking too good. Oh my god, Jordan Peterson. Advice for people who aren't social. Interesting. Do you think she's stirring drama and creating an issue that's not there, or something that only affects her? I don't know, but I would never make a video talking about such grand, sweeping statements about the entirety of society and speak with such confidence. So I don't know. That's my only issue with videos like that, where it's like our society is being shifted in a way that the corporations are doing the things because the attention and the TikToks are short, and there's like the Instagram is different and the people on TikTok are evil, and the alt-right, like I would never make a video like that, because how could I possibly analyze society on such a macro level and make such concrete statements about it? I don't know. That's my only issue with it. But maybe, who knows, maybe there is an actual issue, but I don't know, making videos like that is not going to help. But maybe it will, you know, maybe if it changes the dialogue around things, maybe it will. I don't know. Anyway, next up, let's see, what have I got on my list of things to do? So, Star Wars Celebration, done. Game prices, done. I could talk about the Doctor Who episode. My takeaway is basically it was another Doctor Who episode. The first one I watched was like, it was like okay. The ending was kind of interesting. I like that. Second episode was also kind of an interesting mixed bag, where it's like it was good. Like, I liked it for the most part, but it didn't really stick out to me as particularly special. Like, it had a lot of interesting stuff that Doctor Who's never done before, and really good VFX and stuff that have, like, some of the show's best ever. It didn't really, like, connect with me that much, but it was, like, okay. You know, I enjoyed it. It is definitely, though, a step down from last season. Last season was really, really good. Like, almost every episode I liked it a lot. So far, this hasn't quite connected with the same, but I'll give it a chance. You know, still a lot of episodes left. We need another 73 yards this season. That was a good episode. Oh my goodness. I deleted my TikTok account and the app about a month ago for no real reason, and I'd say my life doesn't feel different at all either. Oh, it's an interesting perspective. Cool. That's true. You should delete TikTok and then just become an elite Ari watcher, okay? Maybe I should stream more and then I can become your TikTok person, you know? Anyway, there's one more thing. AI or not. We're going to do an AI or not test. I don't know. I think there was a while where we were like talking about AI on the channel, so I figured let's do this. Also, this is outdated, okay? The great Sora and the great ChatGPT, they're amazing AI image generators. I'd be much more difficult to detect. But this is obviously AI. Right? Oh my god, it's not AI? Jesus Christ, okay. I guess I'm already off to a bad start here. Okay, not AI. Oh, it's AI? Okay, I'm really bad at this. Okay. I should give you guys a chance to... I don't know if anyone's even gonna participate in this, but... Should I, like, do a vote? Is this AI? To me, this is, like... I don't know. This could be a real photo, but it's a bit weird and blurry, but also real photos are real blurry. I don't think it's, like, possible to tell from this if it's AI or not. I'd just say it's, like, real, right? But then again, this tree, like, it looks like it's not really connected to anything on the ground, but it might also be, like, connected here. Like, this might be the thing, and it's, like, at an angle or something. I don't know. But what do we say for this, guys? Go ahead. I would say not AI. Now, Creedon says not AI, but that could be for the last one. I have no idea. But, I don't know. This is going to be impossible to do with the chat delay as well, so maybe I should just do this, but not AI. Oh, we're wrong. Okay, it's AI generated. Okay, well. Ay. This is real. Oh, is AI generated? How am I so bad at this? Oh my goodness. Okay. This is real. This is real, right? Palace out of focus, not AI. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait. You guys got to tell me for this blue bird one. Say in your message, say like blue bird, and then like AI or not AI. I have no idea. To me, this looks like a real photo. But like, if you could tell me it's AI, and I'd be like, oh, I guess it's AI then. Parrot is not AI? Okay. Creedon, any opinions on this? Is the parrot AI or not AI? I feel like this is not AI. It's got to be not AI. It looks too good. But also AI can be really good these days, so it could just be like AI. But we'll see. Bluebird looks real. Sure, it does. It definitely does. You want some details? That's as detailed as we're getting, I guess. I don't know. It looks real to me. Bluebird is real. Okay. Well, let's see. Not AI. We got it. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is giving me like... This makes me feel like AI. Like straight up. I'm like, yeah, this is AI. But it also could just be real. Like, what is this like a bin or something? What is this? Why would someone be carrying this in a city? And too many people have luggage. Who has luggage everywhere in a city? This is definitely AI, right? But the building looks really good. The people generally look good. You have like these people are all facing one way, and then the people on the other side are like facing another way. Like, kind of makes sense. The lines on the street look fine. There's like imperfections and stuff. I mean, this looks real. Black and white looks real. Yeah, I would say this is not AI. I don't think there's anything here that screams like AI at all. Yeah. Okay, easy. Okay. Now immediately, this is like, yeah, this is AI. It looks AI, obviously, right? But also, it could be real. It could just be like a bad Photoshop or something, right? But it's also probably not even Photoshop. It's probably just like a bad photo. It's not even a bad photo. It just looks blurry. I don't know. Black and white image is AI. Oh, Creedon's wrong. I don't know. Something just looks off about this. The wolf looking at the lake looks fake. Yeah, I mean, it kind of does. But also, like, this just looks so real. And if I just saw it, I'd be like, yeah, it's like a real photo. The clouds look real. The color of the sky looks kind of weird. Like, the reflection of the clouds in the water look different, right? Like, why are the clouds in the middle? Or is there... But it could just be like an angle thing, like at different angles. It could be like... weird? I don't know. The wolf looking at the lake looks fake. Okay, I think this is AI as well, so... Okay, no, it's real. Okay, the wolf was real, okay? White dog is AI. I guess we all got the... we all got the white dog wrong, okay? I feel like it's impossible to tell for stuff like this. Because it's incredibly close. It's got, like, the blurred background. And I feel like you could just make... An AI could replicate this perfectly, right? Like, I don't think there's any way to know if this is AI. I would say, like, this is real, but... I don't think there's any way to tell. Cake is a lie, not real. I actually think this is real. Like, the table lines up correctly. I don't know. I'm going to say not AI. Easy, not AI. This looks fake. But also, sometimes on real estate websites, you see fake images like this because they're just like composites, or like they like brightened up certain regions to make them look like more saturated or something. But this is obviously like being edited. This is not a normal photo. But is it AI? Probably. I feel like it's almost certainly. Yeah, AI. Okay. All right, we're speeding up. All right. These are real people. We're getting better. This is not AI. Okay, it's AI, of course. This is obviously AI. This is obviously real. Okay, it's AI, of course. AI. The house is AI? You know what? At this point, I don't even remember. Was it? House is real. Okay, what about this? This is the ultimate test, guys. Is this AI? This animal, whatever that animal this is. I don't know. It looks really real to me. But trees are really weird to tell if they're real because they can like branch and stuff, and it's like hard to tell. The lion looks like a dead beat. A debeat? I don't even know what that means. I think it's real. Of course, it's AI. This is AI, obviously. This is not AI. It's real. I've nailed this. Okay, not AI. Oh, it's AI. Okay. AI. Yep, easy. Not AI. Yep. I even know... Firstly, I don't even know what I'd describe in an AI image generator to generate this, so this has to be real. Yeah. This looks fake. Okay, it's real. This text is way too competent for anything before the most recent generation of stuff, so I guess this has to be real. Yep. This looks real, but also it looks kind of fake, but I'm going to say not AI, yeah. This is AI, obviously. This could be either way, but I'm going to say not AI. All right, 60%. That's not bad. It could be worse. Okay. I wish the Lion King. It's real. True. All right. So 42% for AI images, 77% for not AI images. Okay. It's better than 39% of people. So I did pretty bad. All right. Anyway, I'm losing my voice. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I can probably end it here. It's getting hot in my room. Blah, 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 blah. What is this?
I got quite a lot of comments on one of my last videos about how the Earth is actually only 6,000 years old. I'm going to tell you how I know you're wrong, and in doing so, I think you're going to finally...
Wait, how can we tell the Earth is older than that? I mean, you could, I don't know, like obviously carbon dating, but I don't know how the hell you do that. You'd like measure some decay or something. I have no idea. But you could do like you could estimate how, I mean, we probably just have like traditions that are older than 6,000 years, I assume, like even just like written traditions or something. But even if we don't, you could look at like the fossil, like the layers of the rocks and like how long they take to form, and then estimate like how long would it take for those layers to form or something, and then it'd be at least 6,000 years old, like older than that, right? I don't know.
You see why fake diamond rings are so much better than the real thing. Because there's this crystal, it's called zircon. It's naturally occurring, it's about 100 times cheaper than diamonds, even though they basically look the same. And you get it when molten lava solidifies into rocks.
Oh my god, she's doing the rock thing I was saying, wait.
Crystals that sprinkle across the surface. But what is interesting about zircon is that there are some atoms, like uranium, that can get trapped in the structure when
Wait, she's not doing the thing I was saying.
And then zircon acts like this little jail cell almost, like that the uranium is trapped in there forever unless you destroy the crystal. Anyway, back when the Earth was like this molten lava blob, you know, the very beginning of our planet, there were some crystals of zircon that managed to trap some atoms of uranium inside them. But the thing is that uranium is like this very kind of fat, unwieldy atom, right? It's very unstable. And it has a habit of breaking apart into two small atoms of lead. This is called radioactive decay. Now, lead has no way of getting inside that zircon gel.
Ah, so she's saying because there's lead inside it, it must have been because of decay, which means it would have taken at least whatever, some half-life thing for it to decay, which means it's older than 6,000 years, right?
So if you find lead inside zircon, you know the only way it got there was if it used to be uranium that has since decayed. Now, here's the clever bit, because we know precisely how often uranium decays into lead. So if you get a whole bunch of zircon and you count up how many atoms of uranium there are and how many atoms of lead there are, you can work backwards to find out exactly how long ago that crystal was formed. And that is exactly what scientists did. They found some really old zircon down in Australia that was formed at the beginning of the Earth. And they dated it, and that is how we know that the Earth is 4.4 billion years old. Now, I should add that gold, also part of your ring, it can't be created on Earth, right? It can only be formed inside the heart of a dying star or in a collision of two neutron stars. And it only gets here by hitching a ride on some...
What about alchemy?
Like an asteroid or a comet, probably billions of years ago too. And so if you give somebody a fake diamond ring, a zircon ring, you are literally handing them an ember of the history of our planet wrapped in some genuine glittering stardust. I mean, what could possibly be better than that?
Isn't everything just like stardust? Because like there was at one point no Earth, and everything that's on Earth came from stuff that was before Earth or something? I don't know, maybe not. AI is getting better with time. So far it has been. Homie written tradition 6,000 years ago? I don't know, when was writing invented, right? I don't know. But I guess I meant oral tradition, but yeah. Looks like she has been hitting some rocks, Elidari. Maybe, I have no idea. We love the great Hannah Fry, okay? She's an icon. This woman can explain something for 3 hours with this tone and clarity and accent, and I won't be bored. True.
When they announced that I was going to be playing the Punisher, I went to a...
I lose sleep over.
The worst moment for me.
Let's say you take the sun and you...
Now
there's a lot of race swap.
I don't care if we eliminate physical games.
Now there's a
Wait,
lot of race
I want this
I
one.
don't care if we eliminate physical games.
Do you think
No, let's stay on
I
it.
don't care if we eliminate physical games. You keep saying they can take them away, but why would they? For real, there's no reason to suggest they would just confiscate a game. Okay, Matt, go ahead and
Copyright.
hop on Concord real quick. And when you're done with Concord, go ahead and hop on the culling. What about Defiant? You mind hopping on there real quick, Matt? Tell me what's going on. It's not about them taking your games away per se. It's not like they're coming into your house and removing your access. Games get taken offline. Games you pay for get taken offline.
Amen.
If you
Ace
get
of spades,
banned,
am I right?
You lose your games. There are so many ways you lose your games because you don't actually own shit.
Amen.
You own nothing. It's a problem. You're paying.
That's why piracy is the way, because we own the stuff we pirate, isn't that
Do you
right?
think Ant-Man could stop?
So I saw this post saying that these are some of the.
As a single 20-year-old male, sometimes I feel like gaming is my only hobby. It is one of the only things I do with my free time. Is that okay?
So here's what I'll say to that, Chewy Tasty. Just like anything in life, or just like any hobby, especially one like gaming, it really depends on why you're doing it as often as you are.
Here's my theory. I think you start with Clone Wars. And you don't have to start with all of it.
Most TVs are stuck on the wrong setting that ruins
Fun fact, saying please and thank you to ChatGPT is costing OpenAI.
One thing that really keeps me up at night is the mystery of Albert Einstein's last words. Einstein was
Reese Witherspoon, billionaire now. Why? Because Reese Witherspoon.
We cry when we play video.
You really FaceTime people a lot.
Let's face it.
This building is considered one.
Why does it?
This building is considered one of Australia's ugliest, but its notoriety meant.
Why does it matter to remove?
Talk to me in a native language. I have.
The best part about growing up in the 90s, 2000s is that
Alright, well.
every TV show.
We're part of the... I don't know, I was just trying to see what the video was telling me, you know? All the advertisements that were going to be fed to me, all the content that was going to be inorganic, you know, I just felt it all right there. Anyway. Zircon Australia for Diamond. True. Australian for Diamond. YouTube Shorts, yes. Have you read? The answer to that is no. I haven't read anything. So, oops. Exclusive extra stories, not in Recollections or the special book for Mushoku Tensei. Absolutely not. I've read Redundancy and that's it. I haven't even read the Recollection stuff yet, but I'm getting to it. But yeah. My goodness. Okay, guys. My voice is slowly dying. And all the other bad stuff that happens toward the end of the stream is happening. So I'm going to end it now. Maybe I'll upload my gamer thing as like a video. I don't know. We'll see. Do I really want to get even more comments about gamers' perspectives? I probably do. Oh, excuse me. Next time I stream, I kind of probably want to farm more videos because I've run out of Ordinary Ari videos to upload or cut out of these streams. So I need to like, maybe I'll prepare a presentation or something and I can cut it out. It is what it is. Thanks for the stream. Oh my goodness. And Creed's doing a heart. I've never had such grateful viewers. Oh my goodness. Chainsaw Man this week, finally. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Chainsaw Man's getting really good at the moment. So I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you. Why am I saying Kyle's? That's what he says. Bye. And then I have to look awkwardly at the thing to see how long until it cuts off. So that's why I like pause awkwardly at the end of these things. Wait.